I've always loved creepy dolls, but for some reason, Japanese dolls are by far the most terrifying to me. In this video, I'll be reading from a creepy pasta forum, so let's just get into it. This story was written by deleted user. My mother kept an old Japanese doll that looked like an emaciated old woman. When my sister and I were young, we would beg her to throw it out. The doll was sitting in a rocking chair beside the fireplace, and sometimes, when we came home from school, it would be rocking slightly. We never told anyone about this, because we were afraid of being labeled as crazy. And believe me, we didn't want that. When we were around 13 or 14 years old, my parents decided to move into a new house. While they were cleaning out the attic of our old house, my dad found an old wooden box in the corner. Inside of it were hundreds of old photographs and some weird documents. Most of the photos were of my relatives, but one of them caught our attention. It was a picture of my great-grandmother and her sisters taken in the early 1900s. There was something strange about it, though. In the photo, my great-grandmother was in the middle, and the two sisters were flanking her on both sides. One sister appeared to be smiling, but the other had a sinister, malicious grin, like she was up to no good. What was really creepy is that the sister on the right side of the photo looked exactly like the old Japanese doll that my mum had in her room. It almost looked like a copy and paste job. After showing the photo to my mum, she confirmed that the malicious-looking woman was her mother, the sister of my great-grandmother. She passed away when my mum was still very young, and she had little memory of her. She did, however, remember the rocking chair. Mom said that she remembered seeing her mother sitting in the rocking chair on the front porch of their house, just staring off into the distance with a blank expression on her face. My mum would always get creeped out whenever she passed by the chair, so when we moved into our new house, she put the doll in the attic where she hoped she would never have to see it again. But obviously, as fate would have it, the doll ended up in the rocking chair in her room. As you can imagine, after hearing this story, we were completely freaked out. We begged our mum to get rid of the doll, but she refused. She was stubborn and never backed down from an argument, so we were forced to live with the doll for the next 6 years. One day, my sister and I were playing video games in my room, while our mum was out running errands. Suddenly, we heard chains, dragging, metal moans. We both stopped what we were doing and listened intently. The noise started coming from my mum's room. We cautiously made our way to the doorway and peeked inside. To our absolute horror, the Japanese doll was at the foot of my mum's bed. Chains were wrapped around its neck, and it was dragging itself closer and closer to the edge of the bed. My sister and I screamed at the top of our lungs and ran out of the house. We didn't stop running until we reached a nearby convenience store. When we turned around to go back home, we saw our mom walking up the sidewalk with bags of groceries in her hands. She looked very confused when she saw us standing there. I don't remember what we said to her, but she must have thought we were crazy because she didn't even bother to ask questions. She just turned around and went back inside our house. We stood there watching, frozen in fear, as she disappeared inside. Then we turned round and ran away as fast as we could. We ran all the way to a friend's house and stayed there for about a week. Every night we would have nightmares about the doll chasing us, trying to strangle us with its long, bony fingers. When we finally went back home, we told our mom that we were ungoing to set foot inside until she got rid of the doll. She, of course, told us to just get over it, but she eventually gave in and threw the doll away. We immediately felt a huge weight being lifted off of our chests. Our nightmares stopped, and we were finally able to sleep soundly once again. That's the end of the story. If you like this type of content, please subscribe and have a nice day.